Hey, everybody. It's Steve. I've been a therapist for 20 years, and I'm doing a live stream. I'm just in the mood to do a live stream. And if you have a question right now, you can ask it in the chat area, or you can ask in the comments section afterwards. Let's talk about therapy topics. All right? Or, I have a list of things I want to discuss. But if you have a question, maybe I'll answer it, And of course, I can't answer questions related to like your specific issue, or I'm not your therapist on here. But if you've got a general question about therapy topics, or what's the best way to handle this issue or that issue, or whatever specific question you might have about your therapy experience, if you're already seeing a therapist, let's talk about it. All right? Let's do it. About me. I started this channel just a few weeks ago, and I've been a therapist for over 20 years. I've been in private practice for 8 years, completely on my own. I see all my clients by video. I do accept insurance, but I'm just trying to give. I'm trying to give. I see all my individual clients, my caseload, and I have such great conversations. Sometimes I share something with the client, or vice versa. We have an interaction where I think, man, that's really good stuff. That's like gold. It's like golden wisdom. And then I think, geez, maybe I should just create a channel and just give it out. Just give it out as much as I can, instead of just keeping it to just these individual sessions with one person. If I can help one person, can I add a zero to that? Can I help 10 people, 100 people, 1,000 people, on and on? Anyway, there you go. I have my orange cream flavored water and my mandarin oranges that I kind of munch on. By the way, on a really practical level, what's your diet like? What's your nutrition like? Your nutrition or poor look, and I'm totally guilty of this. So I almost speak from personal experience. I'm not the greatest eater, but your nutrition can have a huge effect on your mood, your mental health, like your emotional regulation. If you're eating a lot of fast food, if you're eating candy, if you're hungover a lot and you're dehydrated, hungover from drinking, or you're just not hydrating enough, it can totally play a role in your mental health. So I'll never forget, this was like 4 years ago. I do eat some fast food, but there was one morning where I went to McDonald's. I don't eat McDonald's much, ever. And I got like a couple of those like breakfast sandwiches, sausage egg muffins, right? I think it was like 2 for $4, something like that, 2 for something. So I said, all right, I'll buy 2. And I ended up eating both. It was like 9:30 in the morning. I felt so depressed for about like 3 or 4 hours, to the point where it was so funny. My mind was like thinking of every depressive thought, every negative thought I've ever, had. And I was like, I wanted to cry and just lay down on the couch. And at first I didn't even realize what was going on. And then it hit me. It was like, oh, Steve, you ate really bad food that's not good for you. And your body's reacting to all these like chemicals or whatever is in fast food. And it like the light bulb went up. Do not eat McDonald's. I'm sorry, McDonald's. Okay. But seriously, like, just as an example, and I learned my lesson. So, I'm still not the greatest eater and all that, but I try, and I just try to eat some fruits throughout the day and just try to keep some balance. And just something to think about. How is your nutrition affecting your wellness, your mental health, your energy. If you're struggling with depression and you're already having lethargy, you have low energy, all right, and it's hard for you to do things. Are you eating garbage? Is that something you can work on a little bit, or at least think about it? When in doubt, my line is like, will you at least think about it? Will you at least think about it? No pressure. Because here's the thing. I'll tell you a little secret. This is my secret, all right? Maybe I'm just a goofball of a therapist, but occasionally when a client is in resistance to something and, their body language is like, I don't know, I don't want to do that, or it's too hard, whatever their thing is, I understand. It's called resistance on a professional level when a client is in resistance, okay? I'll say, well, how about if you just think about it? You don't have to do anything. All right. I'm not going to make you, I don't have any homework. I'm not going to make you do anything or read anything, but just think about it. All right. Just try to think about it. And you know what? That actually is it's an action. Thinking about something. You know what I mean? If a person can at least start thinking about a new concept, a different behavior, maybe you can reframe your issue a different way. Just think about it. Think about what it might be like. Think about how you might act. That's like a step in change and growing. So sometimes you just got to start thinking about something, So anyway, I'm just rambling. Hello, I saw a couple of people were checked in and checked out, but if you're just tuning in, you're welcome to ask me any questions, okay? Ask a therapist, okay? As long as it's appropriate and you're not trolling me and I'm not your therapist. It's not like that. But if you got a question about therapy or whatever, let's do it. By the way, here's the thing. So I left my comfort zone by starting this channel. And then I made a decision to be brave, to be bad at something new. All right. So I kind of broke through that. Like, it's okay if I'm bad or, my video editing skills and all that. All right. So I kind of broke through that. So just showing you the cards I'm playing. All right. I've done some shorts. Okay. They're fun. They get the most views. So that's pretty cool. I've done some kind of quote normal videos where I just sit and talk. Okay, and it's the horizontal video. Those are the hardest because I almost need notes and an outline. I almost need a script to read from that's like right by the camera right here, All right, those are the hardest. And I have the most ideas for those kinds of videos. All right, and then I did one live stream a few days ago. They're all okay, but I actually like the live streams because I can just be myself. I don't have to worry about stuttering. The traditional videos where I'm like, hi, I'm Steve. Today I'm going to talk about this topic. Blah, 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 blah. Those are the ones where I stumble over my words and I get all nervous. And then I'm editing myself to get rid of the ahums and all the verbal hiccups we do. All right. This feels the most natural is to do a live stream to say, hey, let's just talk about whatever. Okay. My notepad here, my famous trusty notepad or legal pad. This is a legal pad. Okay. I got two things on here. Number one, go easy on yourself. Go easy on yourself. Go easy on yourself. No, really, really, really. We have a tendency, most of us, okay, unless it doesn't apply to everybody, all right, but most of us, we need to learn how to go easy on ourselves. We tend to be harsh towards ourselves. We look at the mistakes we've made, we look at our flaws, and we're like, man, I'm the worst in the world. I'm so embarrassed. I'm so ashamed. We're hard on ourselves. And the irony is, here's the irony. All right. I even had a client this morning. I was just pointing this out. He actually pointed it out first. If it's somebody else, if somebody else makes a mistake or whatever, some kind of mistake, our attitude is almost immediately, it's like, oh, don't worry about it. It's all right. You're human. Don't worry about it. But then with our own mistakes, we're like, no, I'm a blankety blank. I'm a jerk. How could I do that? We're hard on ourselves. When it comes usually to issues related to healing from trauma, kind of like working through really nitty gritty healing issues, healing from trauma and abuse. All right. It's very common for there to be this after effect of that person is hard on themselves. They're harsh with themselves. Okay. So it's like, it's bad enough they experience some kind of trauma and that trauma beats them up. They might have post-traumatic stress. They may have some difficulties with aspects of their life. Okay. They're doing their best. But then it's like on a deeper subconscious level, they're hard on themselves over the trauma. They're hard on themselves over their struggles related to it. You know what I mean? One example, sometimes people can blame themselves for the traumatic event that they went through, you know, or they're hard on themselves about, yeah, okay, like that wasn't my fault, but now I struggle with this after effect, this post-traumatic stress, and I can't get better, and I'm a piece of garbage, and why can't I get better? No. Practice going easy on yourself. It's part of your growth. It's part of your growth. Learning to care for yourself with the compassion that you show to others. Just something to think about. Just something to think about. Go easy on yourself. Here's another way of putting it. Sometimes I've got clients. I work a lot with people in their 20s and 30s. I'm 54. I'm an old man. Unless you're a boomer, then you think I'm young. But anyway, actually age doesn't really matter, but it just does seem to come up a lot with clients, my clients in their 20s and 30s, where it's like they have this mindset of, oh, man, I'm in therapy. I've got all these issues. What's wrong with me? There must be something wrong with me. And they speak about themselves like they're a broken down car. Like they're like some 25-year-old car where they're like, yeah, the windows don't roll down and the air conditioning doesn't work. And when you turn left, it makes this funny sound. And it's an old beat up car with all these problems. And they're talking about themselves like that. And there's just a part of me that's like, no, like there might not be anything wrong with you. Yes, we all have flaws. Yes, we all have things we need to look at. We have blind spots. Okay, so I mean, that's a given. But stop viewing yourself as like, oh, I'm this screwed up, I'm this hopeless case. No, you're not. No, you're not. Maybe you just need a little bit of empathy. You need someone to talk to. You need to heal. There's nothing wrong with you. That one, as a therapist, I almost get mad. Like, I mean, internally, as I'm listening, trying to be obviously, hopefully, a good, compassionate therapist. When my clients say that term, there's something wrong with me. I like something fires up in me, and I'm like, excuse me? Maybe there's nothing wrong with you. Okay. So anyway, but the bottom line is still, I want to reiterate, go easy on yourself. 9 out of 10 people need to learn the art and the practice of having compassion for themselves. Okay. Or it's like the issue of like, you know, I'm older and I look back at my younger years and I'm like, man, I was stupid here. What in the world was I doing here? Oh, this was bad. I'm embarrassed about this. all these things. And I cringe. I just cringe at this memory, that memory. Okay. Because it just happens. And it's like I have to learn to go easy on myself. And the rule, and you know what the rule is? Okay. I mean, this is like therapy 101. What would you say to a friend? If you had a friend who was saying, yeah, I'm thinking about all the stuff I did when I was young and dumb, all these things I'm not happy about, I'm embarrassed about. What would you say to them? You'd probably say, it's all right. You were young. You're not that person anymore. You're not even that person anymore. I love you. Let it go. Don't worry about it. We all have our things, right? So we would give that compassion to that friend. We at least need to start thinking in those terms of like, okay, I'm in my head. I'm being hard on myself. Now, if my friend, what would I say to a friend? Oh, I'd say this. Could I actually apply that to me and say that to myself? That's the art of going easy on yourself. So I appreciate you listening and tolerating my rambling. Hello, Frank. Frank in the great state of Illinois. Frank, do you have a question for me? Go ahead and ask. I think you might be the only person watching. For a while, there were 2 people watching. All right. If you have a question, ask it. All right. And this isn't like official therapy or whatever. But if you got to create, hey, oh, you like my hat. Actually, you don't even need to ask a question. Let's just talk about my great hat. It's actually really old and beat up. It's a twister. Look at how sweaty. It's like dirty. But I need a new hat. I need to go cowboy hat shopping. Hey, Frank, you doing all right? Oh my gosh. By the way, I'll throw out this question. Do I wear my cowboy hat during therapy? The answer is no. I've never. There's just something about my hat that makes me like happier. My hair is getting all stringy in my 50s and it's graying. It doesn't look as good, but there's just something about a cowboy hat. And I live in West Cliff, Colorado, which is kind of like cowboy country. A lot of ranchers and cowboy dudes. It's like this little piece of Wyoming in Colorado where it's kind of rural and macho cowboys, which I, but anyway, there's issues with cowboy culture and all that. All right. And some of it's not good or whatever, but the one positive is living in West Cliff. After a while, it just started to rub off on me. And I was like, I'm going to get a cowboy hat. And I've had a few. This one has lasted me for like 2 or 3 years. So I need to go. I need a brown cowboy hat. And I need a nice black cowboy hat. So, Frank, you could pull it off. Frank, of course you could pull off wearing a cowboy hat. Of course you could. What are you talking about? Why couldn't you pull it off? You know what it is? It's like, I don't know. It's funny. It's embarrassing. I know everyone goes through this, but there was like, when I first got this hat, there was like a month or 2 where I was like, I want to buy a cowboy hat. And I was like embarrassed at the idea of wearing a hat. And then when I first put on my cowboy hat, I was like, oh no, what is everyone going to think of me? You know what I mean? For some reason, everyone's going to think of me or blah, blah, blah. All that kind of stuff. And then I felt like imposter syndrome. Like, you're not a cowboy. You're not a cowboy. You can't wear that. You're not a real cowboy. Unless you have the button-down cowboy shirt and the jeans and the boots. And I'm like, hell no. I'm me. I'm going to wear it. I'll wear whatever the hell I want. I like my tank tops. Okay? Get to show off my not so big muscles. All right? Boots and spurs. Yeah. There was one guy, I forget. He was like telling me like, yeah, I like cowboy hats, but I wouldn't wear it unless I have jeans and boots on. And it's like, Really? Who cares? Who cares? Anyway, I don't know. I'm just talking. But no, I don't wear my cowboy hat during the session, during therapy sessions. No, nobody's ever requested that I wear it, but that would be weird. I'll cross that bridge if a client ever asks me. I'll tell you what, if my clients who pay my cash rate, if they want me to wear this hat, I'll wear it for them. Totally. I do. Gotta love it, man. But seriously, I got to get more hats. This is getting old. I want a brown hat, like a nice suede brown, like middle, not dark, not light, just a middle toned brown. And then I do need a black one. So I need more hats. So here you go. So I've lectured you about going easy on yourself. We've talked about cowboy hats. All right. So I do have one more topic. All right. If I might indulge you, I only have 2 things on the list. This one, look, this is kind of sappy. Look, hardly anybody's watching. Okay. And the few people who might watch this, I'm trusting you're therapy minded, you're growth minded. You've seen therapists. Maybe you are a therapist. Okay. But I know in like the quote real world, people might scoff at this, but I'm just going to dive in. There's a saying, tears are honest. Listen closely. Yes. Listen to your tears. Anytime you find yourself moving to tears, anytime you're watching a movie, you're talking to a friend or whatever, you're alone, sleeping, I don't know when, and you find yourself moved to tears, at the very least, here's what I want to say. Pay attention to your tears. Like, listen closely. It's your heart telling you there's something important here, an important matter of the heart. Pay attention to your tears. It should at least get you thinking about, whoa. There's something important. Okay. And by the way, I just want to be clear, like in my personal life, I'm not very good at crying in front of people. I'm actually pretty bad at it for the most part. I've worked on it. I've cried in front of my therapist a couple of times. Even that's hard though. It's not easy, but I've learned to at least try. So anyway, I just want to throw that out there. And then also related to tears and all that. I try to make it super clear to my clients over and over and over. Therapy is safe. It's a safe environment. Safety means there's no judgment. And that includes like crying. If you want to cry the whole session, it's okay. There's no judgment. There's no eye rolling like, oh, when is this person finally going to get over it? No, it's all right. It's okay. So anyway, but listen to your tears. Tears are honest. Listen closely. Frank, what do you think about that? There's 2 people watching. You're the only person commenting. Listen to your tears. Okay? And I am speaking to the crowd who's already therapy minded. Okay? And like I really do. It's kind of funny. I got all these friends where it's like they would never see a therapist. Okay. And like they'll just look at me with this face of astonishment. They're almost, I'm not going to mention names or whatever. I can think of a couple of people where I think they're a little scared of me. They don't want to know much about my work. They're like, oh, you're a therapist, and they've got some negative stigmas around what it means to go to therapy and all that. But seriously, tears are honest. Or at the very least, it's like, here's at least one way to approach it. What's that thing that you're afraid you'll get tearful about? Okay, if you don't want to tell me or share with me, that's totally fine. But could you journal about it? Could you have an honest conversation with yourself about, this is one issue where I know I could burst out in tears, something like that. And that's at least something to wrestle with. And maybe talk to a friend, maybe talk to a therapist, maybe just journal about it. You know what I mean? Tears are honest. Listen closely. Yeah, Bob Newhart. All right, so we're going to talk about Bob Newhart and this. I trust everyone has seen the Stop It Therapist show, that video clip. I actually don't even want to. Look, I know it's been like 40 years ago, but I almost want to say, if you've never heard of Bob Newhart, you got to watch this video. It is so funny. It is like, I still watch it, I don't know, every few months. And I'm like, that is funny. And it's so, it just goes to the whole issue of what is therapy? Oh, you know what I mean? Is it just somebody telling you to stop what you're doing? Anyway, look here, Bob Newhart video. If you're like, yeah, I just put the link in the chat section. Watch that video. You just got to watch it. Bob Newhart, I believe I think he passed away recently. I'm not sure. But he's up there now. But anyway, Bob Newhart, he was great. Bob. Oh, good stuff, man. Good stuff. All right, let me finish. Let me have a little bit more of this orange cream flavored drink. And again, if you're just tuning in, do you have questions? Have you ever wanted to ask a therapist something related to the field, or maybe you just had an experience you'd like to share, whether good or bad, or just something like that? You know, occasionally somebody tells me about whatever, like they saw a therapist and it was a not so good experience, a bad experience, or they speak highly about, they were in marital counseling and, they really appreciated the therapist. Frank, yes, I am. Let me finish my oranges. All right, well, I think I'm going to finish. I'm going to finish up. I've gone for 28 minutes. Listen, just wanted to do this video. I just wanted to put a little new content out there. All right, just know you're welcome to ask me in the comment section if you have got a question or whatever. I'm willing to be a resource for you if you've got a question or there's some kind of issue related to the process of therapy. All right, and I appreciate your listening about, what did I talk about? Go easy on yourself. Tears are honest. Listen closely. And we talked about my cowboy hat for a few minutes there. That's not too shabby. Don't you know it? Don't you know it? I have fun. I'm a goofball. I have fun. I try to break the mold a little bit. Try to break the mold. I just believe in being authentic. I need to be authentic. Just be myself. It feels good. It feels good to be yourself. Listen. Be yourself. How good are you at being yourself? Having the courage to just say, this is who I am. Take it or leave it. Here are my strengths. Here are my weaknesses. Take it or leave it. I'm just me. Think about it. Be authentic. Sometimes I got clients where they say, and I get it, because I was there too when I was younger. Sometimes I got people they'll say, I don't even know who I am. I don't know who I am. So the first step is to really start to get to know who you really are. Get to know who you really are. And then it's like, first of all, it's get to know who you are. 2, are you okay with the answer of who am I? Are you okay with who you are? Some people are like, actually know who I am. I don't like that person. I want to be somebody else. I wish I was this way. I wish I was that way. So it's like, who is the real you? Are you okay with the real you? And then the third part is like, are you willing to risk expressing yourself, being the real you, living it out where people can see it? I remember being a teenager. I remember being like 15, 16 years old in high school. I had no idea who I was. And it's a long, I think most people have low self-esteem when they're teenagers, but I definitely had it. I had low self-esteem. I had no idea who I was. And I remember being in high school and sort of looking at all the different cliques, the little groups, being like, okay, the preppy kids, I know who they are. The jocks, I know who they are. These people, those people. The kid sitting next to me, I remember his name was Jim. He sat behind me, actually, in homeroom. And I was like, I know who he is. And then I was like, but me, I don't know who I am. I'm just this blank slate. I don't know. I'm just this weird guy. I don't fit in, all this. I don't know who I am. And if you're there, it's okay, but maybe there's ways to help you learn who you really are. Maybe you need some help, some assistance. And anyway, just to encourage you, I mean, I am 54 now, so it's a long time since high school, but I want to be humble in saying this, but I damn well know who I am now. And it's like, take it or leave it, baby. Take it or leave it. If you don't like me, if I'm not your cup of tea, it's like, it's really is okay. And I wish you the best. In the same way, I encourage you to like be who you are. Be who you are. I'll always support you in your efforts to be the real you. Even if it's like we have nothing in common. You know what I mean? Even if it's like our hobbies or interests are totally different or whatever that thing is. You know what I mean? I keep thinking about like purple hair. I wish when I was younger, I would have dyed my hair purple because I just think purple's a cool color, you know? And now I'm too old. My hair is like barely hanging on. And yeah, don't worry. I'm not going to dye my hair purple. But it's like, you know what I mean? Like whatever that thing is that like, you know, in your heart is like you. Go do it. Be you. Be who you are. All right? That's my little speech. I like going on these little rantings. It's funny because I go on these little rantings in my live stream and I have fun and I'm not stuttering. But then if I do like a traditional horizontal video where I say, hi, my name is Steve. Today we're going to talk about this topic. I clam up and I get all nervous and purple and gold were your high school colors in class of 1984. I was class of 1989. Purple and gold, baby. That's the Minnesota Vikings colors or the Los Angeles Lakers. You know, purple and yellow. Right? It's a yellow. So there you go, baby. All right. With regret, I'm going to finish this live stream. I really appreciate everyone who watched. Again, please subscribe and all that good stuff. Please click like. If you've got questions or comments and you're watching this afterwards, ask in the comment section. You know what I mean? Like, that's all. And I'm not your therapist, but if you got a question about therapy in general or all that kind of good stuff, let's do it. All right. From my hat to yours, or from my heart to yours, I want to say make it a great day. All my love. Bye-bye.